Well, originally I was going to make an album, and I knew that George Martin wasn't going to be available for it, really. He'd said to me he was going to slow down his production work. So I started looking around for another producer, and I liked Hugh Padgham's work because I liked what he'd done with the Police, and I liked what he'd done with Phil Collins and Genesis. I knew that if I worked with Hugh, one thing, like the drum sound, would be good, because he really gets a real great drum sound. And it is the anchor of your album.
I have a very strong idea on how I think things should sound and stuff, and you know, I guess I think I'm better. You know, the thing that I do all the time, which a lot of producers don't do, you see, I do all the engineering, because that's where I originally came from.
But I wanted to co-produce this with Hugh, really, so that he could be free to work on the sound side of it, because I think that's his speciality, really. And then I would work more on the artistic decisions and sorting out the songs, although we do a bit of that each.
My impression of Paul is that he doesn't sit around trying to figure out, what am I going to do? How am I going to go about doing it, you know? I think he sort of gathered together the people that he wanted to use, and you put them all together, and you make the record.
And he was, you know, very, very calm. I mean, oh, it's 6 o'clock, you guys. Okay, let's go home. That type of thing, you know, let's have dinner. I've got to go to my daughter's birthday party. I'll be back in 2 hours. There's no rush for anything that he's doing in the studio. And the input that I put in was actually my own. He actually just allows you to listen. See, for me, he let me listen to the song. And I was able to say, well, I'd like to play on this one. I'd like to play, I don't want to play on that one. I don't think it needs this. I don't think it needs that. This one needs so-and-so, you know. And once the first song that I played on was Press, the single. Paul as a producer is very spontaneous, but he's also controlled. I mean, the amount that you can actually put in is based on what's already there, you know, but he himself allows the individual to, you know, come out. I mean, it's ridiculous to call somebody in to do his specialty and then try to tell him what to do. I mean, he's learned that from, I'm sure, experiences upon experiences.
He's a very complex producer, complicated in a way because I've never met a person with so many ideas in my life. And when you think about the amount of material that he has recorded in his life, there must be thousands of great songs, great tracks, all the Beatles albums. You'd think that somebody like that's got to dry up at some time. But no, when you get in the studio, you put in an idea down that you know is good, and he'll say, hold on, I've got a better idea. And it is. And he tops it, and it's very stimulating to work with somebody like that, because that also inspires you. You think, God, well, I've got to come up with something better now. Bloody hell. What am I going to think of next? So you bounce off. So on the musical production side, it's fantastic.
I'm not very good at comparing my albums, you know. It depends when I'm listening to them, what I think of them. If I've just made an album, I find it very difficult to step back and be objective on it. I just tend to sort of think, there it is, you know, and in a month's time or a couple of months' time when I've had a bit of a holiday, I'll hear it by surprise. Someone will just be playing it, and I'll really be able to listen to it then as a listener instead of like a maker of an album. But I don't know how it compares, really. Some people have said it's my best since Band on the Run, so I don't know if that's true, really. I like it.